Happy days won't be seen tonight, so we can bring you a very special episode of the Gen X Files. Welcome to the Gen X Files. I'm Jim.
I'm Adam.
And today's show is all about
Gleaming the Cube.
Ooh, radical, man.
Yeah.
You're going to gleam the cube.
You know, originally the title was Gleaming the Cuba, but then he decided no one would understand what that meant.
Well, is that something that they do in Cuba?
Yeah, they gleam.
Nice.
I don't know.
That was,
It makes about as much sense as Gleaming the Cube.
I thought it was cleaning the goob.
Oh, no. That was the porn version.
Cleaning the goob.
Cleaning the goob. That's what they say at the little jerk-off stations afterwards in the porn shops. They don't exist anymore. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, they do.
The porn shops?
Yeah, I go to them every wait a minute.
The longest one, Odyssey Video finally closed.
Oh, but they still have adult stores for like...
Well, yes. Yeah, like romantics and stuff like that. Wow, this is not how I thought the show was going to
Neither
start.
did I. We're supposed to be talking about Christian Slater.
Welcome to our last entry into our Gen-Xtreme month.
Extreme. That's why we were talking about
Yeah.
that, because that was extreme talk.
It was very extreme.
Well, we saved the not best for last.
Well, it's really not much worse than Rad.
It isn't. And honestly, thinking about it over the last couple of, day.
Yeah.
It wasn't that bad.
No, it's actually a pretty good movie. And to be honest, it's a really good depiction of the Vietnamese people in L.A.
Yes.
that I don't think really gets portrayed anywhere.
I think the weakest part of the movie, unfortunately, is Christian Slater's character. Not his acting. He's fine,
Yeah.
He's not great. Look, Christian Slater and Patrick Dempsey weren't that great when they were kids.
No. I mean, he's good now. They're both good now.
Sure. And then he blew up because of Heathers, because he was really leaning into his Jack Nicholson.
Heathers was, when he was young, he had a very narrow range.
Yes.
And Heathers fit so well into that range.
Well, it was also Winona Ryder's movie. But he, between this and Pump Up the Volume, and, he had...
Another very guilty pleasure.
He was... What was so funny about Christian Slater is he was the good girl's version of a bad boy.
Yeah. It's what I think executives think. Executives thought that good girls thought were bad guys.
Well, it was a safe bad boy. He's a safe bad boy. There's nothing wrong with him in this movie.
No. In fact, he's actually... It's funny because you pointed out when he goes up and he's like, Finn, what's going on? And he's just like, F off. And he's like, wait a minute. He's being nice.
Yes.
Like, what is going on?
Well, he wasn't... It's just... So much of this movie is so ridiculous. In terms of his character. Like him... all of a sudden becoming like clean cut and stuff. But I understand that was kind of a way to get into...
Yeah, he was essentially going undercover.
Yes, I get it.
Yeah.
And,
And it looked like he was trying to get into his brother's girlfriend's pants.
Yeah, a little bit. But, maybe that was all part of the operation.
I think so, yeah. I don't think he really had any true feelings for her.
But he didn't... That's the thing, too, is the movie's weird. Okay?
Yeah.
It's a weird movie. It's the thing about like a lot of these movies this month. Well, I guess there's only 3, but the thing about 2 of them out of the 3, and maybe even 3, is they have, instead of just having a skate movie or a bike movie, they have to have these bizarre, concepts.
Yeah.
That BMX bandits, they steal a bunch of walkie-talkies, and the bad guys have to get them.
Well, yeah, but you look at like Rad, and it didn't have an extra subplot, and it was just kind of boring.
Well, Rad was stupid because the whole linchpin was his SATs. That's what was so stupid, is that he won a car at $100,000, and I said 1,000 times during the show, he could drive himself to whatever school he wanted to.
Yeah.
But this one... It had good skating in it because it had real skaters.
Yeah.
But instead of just telling, they always needed to jam some sort of fantastical plot into these movies, it seems.
Yeah, it was almost like they like some executive was like, hey, I have a good idea for a movie. Let's make it about skateboarding. And it's like, wait, but how are we going to shoehorn that in? Oh, don't worry about it. The writer will figure it out.
Or like... well, not enough people like just skateboarding, so we
Yeah.
have to put in a bunch of other stuff to,
Yeah.
to make it palatable for more people. As we know from many of the shows that we've done and the movies
Yeah.
that we've covered, the 80s
Yeah.
is pretty bereft of any soul in
Yeah,
terms of
yeah.
studio heads.
Oh yeah, they didn't care. They didn't care. If something was popular, they're going to take advantage of it and try to.
Looking at you, Hut to Trot. But I did not like this movie when it came out because it was 89.
Yeah.
And I was in college and, I was working
Yeah.
at a video store and watched this movie and was like, I wasn't a huge Christian Slater fan back then.
I enjoyed this movie, but only because my brother was into skating,
Yeah.
and he's a couple years older than me, and I was not athletically inclined, so like I did not do any skating, but it was nice to see that culture being represented. In a way, the thing is that they tried. The guys that made up the most of the skaters in here had their own little like skate group,
Yeah.
and it's company. They call them skate company, but they ended up. When they tried to do their own thing, like they made a movie in like 87, like most of these same guys.
Mm-hmm.
And the movie was so weird and bizarre that nobody wanted to touch it. Because they were like, we don't get this humor at all.
Yeah.
And that is very indicative of all of the skaters throughout time.
Yeah.
Is that they have this weird sense of humor that they get.
Yeah.
And it's not palatable to the larger audience.
Right. Skate culture is very different than other like athletic cultures.
Yeah.
Because it's very subversive. It's very about underground, like punk rock and skateboarding went hand in hand.
Oh yeah.
It was more of an outsider's sport because you were always getting yelled at for skating and
You're
parks.
constantly on the run.
Get out of here, you jerks! Get your skateboard! Get out of here, you punks!
The only time my brother ever got arrested was a security guard because he ended up punching a security guard.
Wow.
And he knew he shouldn't have, but the guy was being a dick.
Well, I mean, skaters historically have been treated like shit. I mean,
They were, which is so funny because it came from here. It started here in the 70s, and it was a huge thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then as soon as people in the Midwest started doing it, it was bad.
Well, yes, it was from Satan, Adam. Just like everything that they don't understand.
Exactly.
Satan has his hand in this.
You have to be magical if you can do those things with your feet.
But it was a way for outcasts to find their niche.
Oh,
and
yeah,
to
yeah.
find their people, to find their group.
Yeah.
I always dug the skaters in high school. They always had the best weed. But
I don't know if any, because my brother was 2 years ahead of me. I was part of his like skate group,
Yeah.
and I hung out with him all the time. And in fact, my nickname in high school was literally Brother.
Yes.
I don't think any of them actually knew what my name was, but they all liked me. We got along fine.
Yeah.
And they were fun, and they defended me. Like they were good that way, but they had their own thing, and I even though I was still connected to it, I wasn't totally in it.
right.
And like I could always tell that there was something I just didn't quite get with their culture
Yeah.
and what they how they looked at skating and stuff. So
I didn't smoke weed in high school very much, so that was a lie. I don't know if they had the best weed or not. But, they were always cool dudes, and what's really funny is we kind of harshed on the BMX tricks because they look so stupid for some reason.
Yeah.
But man, skateboard tricks are freaking awesome. They look so...
look amazing.
That's-
it's impressive what they do.
I've always been impressed by skaters, and I tried, baby.
Oh yeah.
Oh boy, did I try! And I just was not good. I mean, I could skate, but I could never do a trick. I could never go up. It was also scary.
Yeah. It's frightening.
The stuff they do is really
the
dangerous.
first time you drop in, it is scary as hell.
Yeah.
Because you're just on this little thing with these tiny wheels, and you have no idea how fast you're going to get going. But they love it. They loved it. This is why there's that certain thing that I just didn't get.
Yeah.
But they were all about it, and they loved it.
Well, it is a lifestyle, man. At least it was back then. Skating is a lot more mainstream now.
It's way more accepted, yeah.
And older people are still skating, so, it's always weird to see some dude in his 50s or 40s scooting down the sidewalk on a skateboard. But, hey, more power to him.
My brother is 50, and he still skates every day.
Good. Well, it keeps you young. It keeps you in shape.
Yeah.
Keeps you from solving your brother's murder, though. That's the downside.
Yeah. The thing I learned from this movie is if you want to solve a murder, reject everything you love.
Yes.
And become someone else.
You have to become a nerd. What's so funny is like the sweater and 2 of the shirts he wore when he nerded out. I had those in the 80s. Definitely that weird sweater that he gives to Tina.
Tina.
That's Track.
Right. Tina.
Yeah. Yes. So, at least I had some of the gear. But like, like talking during the week, I went from BMX biking to a 3-wheeler.
Right.
So that was and there was no like 3-wheeling culture when I was a kid. It was just me and my buddies.
Yeah.
2 or 3 of us had 3-wheelers, and we go to my friend's farm on the weekends, and we just do sick jumps and scooch around, and and those things were so dangerous, man. So dangerous.
Oh yeah,
they're illegal now.
Yeah.
You have to have 4 wheels. You can't have 3.
No, 3-wheelers are.
It's because of me.
Yeah,
because of what I did.
Yeah.
Of all the people I killed.
When you ran over that bus full of nuns?
Yes.
Yeah.
Nuns and children that were helping orphans.
Orphans, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was a double whammy.
2 orphans for every nun.
Yes. Some people said I did society a favor, but I wasn't one of them.
Yeah. I would argue yes.
But look, I will give this. Look, so many people in this movie I didn't really like when I was younger. I didn't like Christian Slater, and I didn't like Stephen Bauer. But as I've gotten older, I've definitely grown an appreciation for Christian Slater. I think his work as an adult is much better.
Later work is much better.
Yeah, because look, you can't be in the business for 40 years and not.
Of course.
And you can't sustain a career if you're totally crappy.
Well, and again, it's like I think it's finding the right parts and the right things. I think he got pigeonholed when he was younger. It's like the outsider and the outlaw, and like all that stuff.
He was the faux bad guy. Nobody bought him. Nobody bought him as not the bad guy, the faux bad boy. Nobody bought him as a bad boy because he was not. He was just a kid that kind of talked weird and had eyebrows and had that look. But there was never anything dangerous about him. That's why I think he got these roles, because they want to have the bad boy, but he's not a dangerous bad boy.
Yeah.
Somebody that the kids can put, the Tiger Beat can put him in and give you a poster of him and stuff,
he's still appealing enough that the parents aren't going to let you not watch the movie because he's so bad.
No, he was a little heartthrob.
Yeah, of course.
And none of this is his fault. He's just a kid doing his thing. Yeah. But I have a more appreciation for him, a bigger appreciation for Stephen Bauer. I like him.
Stephen Bauer was really good in this. I was surprised.
He was fun, and I really like the trope of the cop and the outsider coming together to solve the crime.
Yeah.
Because it goes along with my friendship thing.
Right.
But I like disparate people getting together and solving a crime or saving, somehow.
Yeah.
Getting past their differences and realizing that they're both on the same side.
Yeah.
And also, Ed Lauter, I love him. He's one of my favorite character actors. Richard Hurd is a great character actor.
He plays bad guys so well.
Love Max Perlich, man.
Yeah.
And even seeing this movie, which I think was probably the first thing I saw Max Perlich in, he was one to watch for me.
Oh, yeah.
Definite talent crush
on that
fun.
Kid. He comes off so naturally in this movie. Like, it's like you want to hang out with him.
He's a good friend.
Yeah.
And he's also a good skater. And he was a darling in indie cinema.
Yeah.
Indie cinema for, decades. And still working today, hopefully. And so funny to see wispy young little Tony Hawk.
Yeah, I know.
Little beanstalk hawk.
He's so lithe. Like, it's just so like, he looks like Gumby. He was just so all arms and legs.
And who was the other skater that was in it?
Either Tony Guerrero or Tommy Guerrero. I think it's Tommy Guerrero. They're the only two that had lines.
Yeah, Tommy. He and Tommy look so out of place and so bored. It's like they had to get real skaters, but just like the skaters themselves, they don't give a shit about being in a movie. They probably were just hitting at craft service all the time, hitting on all the ladies.
Well, I'm sure this is why Tony Hawk had the bigger part, because he's the one that actually took it seriously. Like, actually cared.
But skaters hate this movie.
Yeah. Not all. It had an influence on skaters.
But I don't think skaters should hate this movie, because the one thing that, except for the crazy sketching and, him sketching, the car
Oh,
Isn't it called skitching?
I don't know.
I think when you hook onto the car with either your skates or your skis or
Right.
I think it was started with skis or rollers or ice skates or whatever. But other than that, when they're in the pool and they're doing the tricks, it's all real.
Oh yeah.
And they have that bona fide of authenticity with the skating, which is very important for this.
Yes, yeah. And we'll definitely talk about that. But they had to. Otherwise, every single skater would hate this movie to the end of their days.
Yes, and then they do the thing too that they did at the end of BMX Bandits, where they get all the skaters together.
Yeah,
for absolutely no reason.
That hill, it made no sense.
No.
They got over the hill, and then the car turns, and they're like, "All right, well, I guess we got to follow him down this way."
Exactly, just like in BMX Bandits, they just threw some flour on them and still got away.
They threw flour.
Yeah, that's true. Well, Australia's a little more proactive. Yeah. These guys are just like, well, let's go get some pizza now.
Yeah. Everybody get back in the bike. They all get out of the truck to go down a hill and then get back in the truck to chase the other car some more.
It's ridiculous. The whole chase scene is really stupid.
Yeah.
But that being said, it was a lot more enjoyable than I remember, and I had fun watching it.
It's not a bad movie. It's not a great movie.
No.
It's a fun popcorn movie. Just watch and
It's a 2.5, 3-star movie.
yeah.
But those are fine sometimes, and it's not offensive. It's not going to piss you off. It's just something that you can watch and laugh at for an hour and a half.
And it really had some really interesting character development. Like when Peter Kwong ends up killing the brother, you would think he'd just be like, I'm the tough guy, but he's so beside himself.
Yes.
He was so upset.
I've done it before.
He killed
it never
this
happened.
guy.
It happened to me,
he
and it
didn't
never
want
happened.
to kill this guy. He was just trying to scare him, and it's that kind. There's a little bit things like that, a few things like that come through this story that set it aside and make it seem a little different than just a typical '80s action murder mystery.
Well, yeah. Look, the characters do have depth. The father, what's his name?
Colonel Track.
Colonel Trek. Yeah, exactly. From Vietnam.
Colonel Track. Yeah.
Look, he has growth and development, and his daughter. It's a very, strangely enough, it's fairly complicated.
Yeah.
What's going on here, and it's like he got roped in with his import-export business.
I think that he started doing it with the right intentions, and then it was this guy wants to send guns, and it's more money, which means more money I can help the people back in Vietnam,
right.
and it just got out of control.
Yeah.
And he unfortunately paid for it when he tried to get out of it.
Well, Christian Slater's adopted brother paid for it the most.
Yeah, that's true.
He paid the biggest price.
Well, I mean, the dad did die too.
Well, he had a life at least.
Well, and I mean, technically, it was kind of his own fault.
Yes.
But that was also that's a perfect example because he's getting out and they're fighting, and then what does Christian Slater do? He skates through the giant picture window and falls down and does literally nothing. Nothing. I thought the skateboard hit the guy or something. Nope. He just lays on the ground writhing around because he just went through a plate glass window.
Well, maybe, and this is maybe me giving them a little bit too much credit, but maybe that was the setup for the jump at the end where he does actually
Yes.
succeed in using his skateboard as a
him
weapon.
with the skateboard, yeah.
And that was just the warm-up. He couldn't save the dad, but he could save the girl.
Whenever they show the metal skateboard, it always just makes me think of Back to the Future Part 2 and the Bulldog hoverboard.
Yes.
Where I just keep expecting when he shows it to go, "Argh."
Well, why didn't you just have that cool skateboard to begin with? Why did it take so long to make your Frankenstein?
Because metal skateboards are not a thing.
Well, because they're too heavy.
Yeah, they're not a thing.
Yeah.
Not a thing at all.
But was it fully metal, or I just thought it had
I said metal plating
edgings
on the front. No, the top was metal.
And the trucks were metal.
And the trucks were metal. Yeah. But I don't know if the bottom was metal or not. It might have just had metal plating on the top.
It was a cool looking skateboard.
It was cool looking, but it was ridiculous.
Well, it was fast because it had black wheels at them.
Yeah, right. Black wheels means fast.
Put the black wheels on because I need to be fast.
Yeah.
Put them on. I need to be fast. Sorry for people that don't like Christian Slater.
Oh, my Lord.
You're gonna hear him a lot today. Anyway, well, let's get into it.
All right, let's get into it. Take yourself back to 1989. January 7th, Emperor Hirohito dies. His son Akihito ascends as the 125th Emperor of Japan, followed by the change in the era name from Showa to Heisei on the following day.
Crazy that shit's still going on in the 80s.
I know.
You know.
I know.
They don't. Do they have?
I think Akihito is technically still Emperor.
Yeah, but isn't Emperor basically like King Charles?
Yeah.
It's just a figurehead.
Yeah, it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, I mean, it was a lot more. I was going to say impressive, but it was it was more hands-on back then, right? Or was it still just a ceremony
in the 80s?
Yeah.
No, by the 80s it was all ceremonial. I'm pretty sure that after World War II, it was mostly all ceremonial.
Okay.
Yeah, I think. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure that after World War II, and it was like they became much more democratic.
Yes.
Yeah. January 11th, the Lexus and Infiniti luxury car brands are launched at the North American International Auto Show in Detroit with the unveiling of the 1990 Lexus LS and Infiniti Q45 sedans.
Oh, you remember those old Infinity commercials with Jonathan Price, was it?
Yeah.
It was like, let me do things differently
at
Infinity. Yeah. And then there was that great Saturday Night Live parody where they had the Infiniti Q46 toilet. We take pooping seriously. I had an Infiniti. That was my favorite car that I've ever owned. I had a
it was a fun car.
G35 or something. And
yeah.
Baby, that car slapped, baby.
Slapped. It did.
It just had great pickup. It was such a great car. That and probably my Mini were my two favorite cars.
Yeah. Yeah, your Mini Cooper was fun.
Fiero was pretty close behind.
No. I had a Mercury Sable.
Nice.
No, I don't remember. No, it wasn't. It was a Mercury something. Mercury Topaz. That's what it was.
Nice.
Even worse.
I drove my old man's El Camino for a while, and that was pretty cool, too.
Oh, El Caminos are awesome.
I love them. The car truck
It's
experiment.
great. It's great. It's perfect, man. You want to go camping? Go.
They need to bring the El Camino back.
I agree.
It needs to come back.
I agree.
Infiniti needs to make
an El Camino.
Yes.
January 13th, former Ugandan dictator Idi Amin is expelled to Senegal from Zaire after using a fake Zairean passport in an attempt to return to Uganda. Amin is eventually expelled from Senegal and subsequently returns to Zaire after the Saudi government refuses to allow him in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, because he was a cannibalistic monster.
He was a monster. He was a bad guy.
There is a really good movie about him with James McAvoy and
Forrest Whitaker.
Forrest Whitaker playing Idi Amin, where he
the last king of Scotland.
Yes,
yeah.
Where McAvoy plays a doctor that's dealing with Idi Amin, and it's actually really good.
He was a terrible human being.
Oh my God! I mean, the stories we heard in the '80s about him, it was horrifying.
Yeah, he was a very scary person.
People don't remember Idi Amin.
No. January 13th, Gleaming the Cube is released in theaters.
What's Gleaming the Cube?
Well,
it's getting in the center and just driving around with his butt.
We'll talk about it at the end of the episode. Gleaming the Cube comes from the mind of Michael Tolkin. The name may sound familiar, as later Tolkien would write the 1992 Robert Altman-directed film The Player.
It blows my mind, because The Player is one of my favorite movies. It is so good.
It is such a good movie.
If you haven't seen it, it is such a great representation of how it really is in Hollywood.
Yeah.
A whole bunch of assholes trying to F each other over. But it blows my mind that the writer of Gleaming the Cube also wrote The Player. Because the Gleaming the Cube seems like something they make fun of in The Player.
Yeah. It would seem like a movie that someone's trying to sell for as cheap as possible.
They
because it's just garbage.
They should have had Christian Slater running around trying to sell. We got to do Gleaming the Cube too. Gleaminger. Gleaminger.
Yeah. He would be nominated for Best Adapted Screenplay for The Player based on his 1988 novel, which he wrote before Gleaming the Cube.
Oh.
He would lose, unfortunately, to Ruth Prowers Jabvala, adaptation of Howard's End.
I don't agree. The Player should have won.
I agree. I agree with you.
That script is so tight and so wicked. It's wicked.
It's one of Altman's best.
And one of Tim Robbins' best, too.
Yeah.
I mean, that portrayal that he did of that it's such a good movie.
It's amazing to think that Tim Robbins did that, maybe 5 years after Howard the Duck?
Yes.
it's
insane.
Yeah.
But, God, I love that. Robert Altman.
Good scripts, man. Bring out the best in you.
Yes, and great directors, too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Robert Altman is incredible. Absolutely incredible.
One of the best actors, directors ever to play
Yeah,
the game.
yeah. It's funny because Robert Altman comes up a lot in this episode.
Nice.
Yeah.
We need to do a Robert Altman month stat.
We do. Tolkien was born in New York to a mother who happened to be a studio exec and film industry lawyer, and a father who wrote comedy for TV, most notably shepherding Your Show shows, which included a writing staff of Mel Brooks and Neil Simon.
Nipple baby.
Yeah, that ran from 50 to 54, and yes, Michael Tolkin technically is a Nepo baby. Tolkien's first foray into writing was in TV, having 3 episodes of Delta House produced in 1979, the sanitized TV adaptation of the movie Animal House.
Oh, so bad.
So bad, even though like 5 of the actors from the movie came into the show.
Yeah, the actors nobody wanted.
Ouch.
We weren't looking for
Ouch.
Flounder.
Yeah. He also wrote an episode of Taxi in 1980.
Nice. Great.
Yeah.
One of the best sitcoms ever.
In the early 80s, Tolkien was hired by an English director to write a script based off of a treatment about a gossip columnist who is on the fringes of high society. But when the script was rejected by U.S. studios as too arty and European, the director took it back to London, where it was rewritten by Stephen Fry and then eventually abandoned, with about 25% of the film being shot.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was called Gossip. Apparently, it's a huge thing in British cinema. This movie that should have been that never was.
Interesting.
And the people were like, "Oh, it's going to be the most amazing movie." There was a character in it that was essentially based on Roman Polanski.
Really?
He hangs out with the gossip columnist, and his name was like Romo Chalansky or something. It was like so obviously Roman Polanski was like, all right. But Gleaming the Cube would be Tolkien's first produced feature screenplay.
God, he's probably bummed about that. Why couldn't have they taken the European arty one?
He did a Reddit AMA, and literally almost everybody just wanted to talk about Gleaming the Cube.
So sad.
He was just these short, like 3-word answers and stuff.
Did any of you see the goddamn player?
Yeah. I was nominated for an Oscar, damn it.
For Gleaming the Cube? No! Bastards!
Well, you should have been.
What does Gleaming the Cube mean?
Yeah.
If I get that question one more time.
The script for Gleaming the Cube was picked up by Lawrence Terman, who won an Oscar for producing The Graduate.
So he knows what he knows.
He knows good work.
Yes.
In the 80s, he also produced The Thing in 1982 and Short Circuit and Running Scared in 1986.
All really good movies.
Yeah.
Listen to our Running Scared episode.
Yeah.
And our Thing episode.
Our Thing episode, yeah. Terman then hired Graeme Clifford to direct Gleaming the Cube. Clifford is an Australian who worked at a studio and did a number of jobs, including editing, special effects, sound recording and mixing, animation, and assistant directing.
All at the same time.
I think he was just kind of the fill-in at the studio for whatever they needed.
Hey, those Australians got a good week.
He then moved to London and did work as an assistant editor for the BBC. He then moved to Canada and befriended Robert Altman and worked as an assistant editor on That Cold Day in the Park in 1969.
It always fascinates me with guys that just get jobs all over the place. Film guys that get jobs all over the world. It's so cool. You don't get that kind of opportunity anymore.
No, it doesn't seem like it.
No.
No. Altman really liked working with Clifford and invited him to work in Los Angeles with him. Clifford worked with Altman on
MASH, McCabe and Mrs. Miller, Images, and The Long Goodbye.
he was the editor for Images. He was assistant editing for the others.
Nice. Those are all really good
They're all
movies.
really great movies. There's so many, like going through this and like That Cold Day in the Park, I literally had never heard of it.
I don't think I've ever seen Images.
I haven't seen that either. I've seen MASH and The Long Goodbye. I've never seen McCabe and Mrs. Miller.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. There's a bunch of Altman I've not seen. And I should, because I was in film school, for the love of God.
Yeah. Well, McCabe and Mrs. No, I'm thinking of something else.
Clifford also worked with Nicholas Roeg, editing Don't Look Now in 1973, starring Julie Christie and Donald Sutherland.
Ooh, the movie where they allegedly had actual sexual relations.
They did. He was nominated for a BAFTA for his work on that movie. He also edited The Man Who Fell to Earth for Roeg in 1976, starring David Bowie.
Oh, it's a great movie.
It's a great movie. It is a great movie. He also edited Norman Jewison's Fist, F-I-S-T.
Yeah, it's me, the fans, and the two union guys who were trying to, have a
Okay,
union.
I understood union guys, yeah.
With the fist. And then Rocky.
Because it's F-I-S-T.
Yeah.
Did he always say that? I'm going to hit you with my F-I-S-T.
Well, I couldn't really spell back then, so I couldn't. I used my numbers.
Yeah. He also edited Sam Peckinpah's Convoy, Bob Rafelson's The Postman Always Rings Twice, and the cult classic The Rocky Horror Picture Show.
That's a pretty good pedigree.
It's amazing. Clifford started directing in 1976 with TV, directing an episode of The New Avengers. His feature film directorial debut was with Frances in 1982, starring Jessica Lange as Frances Farmer, a struggling actress in the 1930s.
That was the turning point for Jessica Lange, I believe.
Oh, yeah.
Because that was because before that, it was, it's like
King Kong.
Yeah. She was, unfairly branded a bimbo. And
Yeah.
And so just, if I were her, I would have just gone back to modeling and ran out of the industry. But she proved them all wrong, baby. She proved them all wrong.
She did. She's great. In 1985, he directed Burke and Willis, an adventure film about the ill-fated Burke and Willis expedition across Australia.
I've seen that, and I think I really enjoyed it.
It sounded fascinating. I've never seen it, but it sounded really interesting.
Yeah,
Really, really bad things happen to them.
Yes. Well, it usually does when you're an adventurer or an explorer.
Yeah.
Either you're exploiting or being exploited.
That's true. That is true. So they moved on to casting, because the next movie he directed would be Gleaming the Cube. So he moved on to casting for Gleaming the Cube. They cast Christian Slater as Brian Kelly. Slater's mother was an actor's agent turned casting executive and producer.
Yeah, that's how he got roles.
Of course he did. He started acting at the age of 8. I don't think he was winning people over with auditions.
Mom, do you think you could get me a part in the movies?
That's what he actually talking about when he was 8.
He did. Son, you're going to have to stop talking like Jack Nicholson.
You sound insane.
What are you talking about, Mom?
His first role was on the ABC soap opera One Life to Live. His feature film debut was actually in The Legend of Billie Jean in 1985, playing Helen Slater's younger brother, Binks.
Yes, that weird incestuous movie.
It was not The Name of the Rose, which I thought it was.
Yes.
The Name of the Rose came after in 86.
As soon as I read that, I remembered that from the In the Name of the Rose script.
The Legend of Billie Jean was one of those movies that was also, much like Gleaming the Cube, was on TV all the time.
Oh my God, it was.
And I thought Helen Slater was hot.
Sure.
And like she cuts her hair off and she's all like, and the movie's really not very good.
No, it's not. They're both blonde and super sweaty throughout the movie, and they have a weird relationship as brother and sister that creep me out. And Helen Slater deserved better.
Yeah. And that movie, because they're both in it, everyone's convinced they were related.
Yeah. Oh, because of their names, Slater and Slater.
They're not.
People are stupid.
People are stupid.
She's not my sister because I'm banging her.
Gross. Slater worked with Francis Ford Coppola in 1988, appearing as Jeff Bridges' son in Tucker, A Man in His Dream.
Totally underrated movie. Love that movie.
Jeff Bridges is so good in that movie.
So good in that movie, and it sucks that movie didn't do better.
I know. It was kind of the beginning of downfall for Francis Ford Coppola.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, that started with
3.
2 for the Road or whatever was that.
Godfather Part 3?
That was that musical he did with Tom Waits.
Oh, yeah. That sounds right. I don't remember.
It's not 2 for the Road, but it was like he and Terry Garr.
Yeah.
It was just not good.
He was so much better in the 70s.
I think I honestly think that Apocalypse Now broke him.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he literally lived the thing that the main character was doing.
And I think he has some undiagnosed or untreated PTSD from that movie.
Oh, that wouldn't surprise me.
That he's just made a bunch of super bad movies.
But he did do, Tucker, Man in His Dream came after that. So,
Tucker, Man in His Dream was great. Tucker, Man in His Dream was great.
Just go back and watch The Conversation.
Oh, that's the best movie ever.
In 1989, along with Gleaming the Cube, Slater appeared in 4 other films. Desperate for Love, a TV movie that was based on a true story. Yeah. Man, it was so messed up. Like, I read the whole plot. The whole plot of this was that there was a woman, and she was dating this guy, and the guy's best friend was played by Christian Slater, was this like nerdy kid who couldn't like talk to women, and the parents of his friend decided that he couldn't date this girl anymore. And so she started like coming on to Christian Slater, and they started dating for a bit. And then as soon as the guy found out, the friend, he was like, "Oh, I'm going to start dating her again." And so he does. The dad of the woman, the girl, did not like the older friend at all. And so they end up going off into the woods. Dad follows him with a gun. Older friend dies, gets murdered. Christian Slater's character gets put in prison for it.
Oh, no!
He spent 8 years in jail.
Oh, no.
True story. 8 years in jail.
Based on true story?
Yeah. It was obvious it was the dad.
People are dicks, man.
It was so obvious it was the dad.
Well, people, about their kids.
Yeah, it's like, what the hell?
Just like with Lori Loughlin getting her kids into college in last week's episode, a guy killing a boy and blaming it on somebody else. It's just what parents do, man.
It was just so, it was messed. Anyway,
That's awful.
Awful. I'm sure it's on YouTube somewhere if you want to watch it.
Well, yeah.
He was also in Beyond the Stars, a sci-fi drama co-starring Martin Sheen and Sharon Stone.
No battle.
No battle. This was about Christian Slater was the son of one of the mathematicians or scientists that helped them get to the moon.
Right.
And then Martin Sheen was a kind of a exiled like astronaut. Like apparently he was a dick to everybody, and so nobody would hang out with him. But Christian Slater befriends him, and then
he kills the other astronaut, blames it on Christian Slater, and he goes to jail.
No, it turns out that there's something on he had gone to the moon. Martin Sheen had gone to the moon, and there were some secrets about things on the moon that he tells Christian Slater.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Yeah. He was also in The Wizard, starring Fred Savage, Jenny Lewis, and Beau Bridges.
I totally forgot he was in that. And Jenny Lewis is one of my favorite singers of all time.
So good. She's so good.
But my God, I can't believe he was in that. Was it like a small part?
I think it was a supporting part, yeah. It wasn't a big part, no.
If I remember, because they go on this road trip to bring the kid to the tournament, right? Maybe that's where they get the power glove or something.
I do not remember The Wizard at all.
Well, when we cover it.
At all.
We're
going to be covering it in a couple months.
Are we really?
Yeah. Don't you remember?
Oh, no.
Yeah. It's not going to be... It's... or June Doom. We're
Doom.
covering it in June Doom.
God, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait. That is going to be such an awful month.
It is going to be an awful month. Wow.
Awful for us, but great for you guys.
Yeah. And then, of course, he was in the movie that made Slater a household name, Heathers, co-starring Winona Ryder, Shannon Doherty, and some other people.
God damn it, I love that movie so much.
Such a good movie.
I love my son. I love my gay dead son.
I love my dead gay son. Oh my God, that movie's so good.
It is so good that it made Christian Slater good in it.
Yeah.
Because he is 100% playing Jack Nicholson in that movie.
Yeah.
100%. Because you can hear it in this, and you can hear it in the earlier movies.
One of the, I didn't include it, but one of the reviews I read talked about, one of the critiques was he was doing his best Jack Nicholson impersonation in this movie.
Yes.
And like it was the most Jack Nicholson he's been so far. It was like, even back then people are like, really?
Because he was also using the eyebrows.
Yeah, he did, yeah.
Well, it's just he's got that breathy way. Anybody who talks breathlessly.
Yeah.
Sounds kind of like Jack Nicholson.
It's true. But I love Heathers. We got to cover that at some point.
Oh, 100%.
We got to do a dark comedies movie. Because Heathers is one of those movies that informed how I look at comedy.
Oh, yeah. Well, we have to do like a Winona Ryder month.
Yeah.
Because she was the queen. We could do that. We could do Edward Scissorhands.
Beetlejuice.
Beetlegeist.
Don't say it again.
Could do mermaids.
Mermaids. What was the Little Women?
Little Women?
Yeah. I'm trying to think of any other Winona Ryder movies. Girl Interrupted. Wasn't she in that?
Yeah, but that was the 90s, I think.
Okay. Well, yeah. It doesn't matter. We're not covering it. Slater spent 6 months learning to skate from Tommy Guerrero, who appears in the film as one of Slater's buddies. Guerrero was paid $500 a day to teach Slater how to skate.
Good gig, especially since it lasted so long.
6 months. And here's the best part. It lasted so long because Slater could never figure it out.
Yes. Well, look, okay. I'm going to give him grace for that because it is not easy to learn how to skate. You have to be...
You would think at a certain point he'd just be like, this isn't going to happen.
This isn't working.
Like, just get a stunt double.
Well, no, because he's making $500 a day.
Yeah,
just give me another day. Okay.
You're good. You're almost there.
Yeah.
You're almost there.
You're almost there. You're almost there, bro. Really? Because I keep falling off the board.
No, you should see it from my side. You're so close.
You're so close to gleaming that cube, bro. You could gleam that goddamn cube.
Slater also hated wearing the helmet, telling reporters that it made him look phallic.
it makes me look phallic.
More like a wiener than he is.
It didn't make him look phallic, but it did make him look stupid, especially when he's in the car with the helmet on. Couldn't you take the helmet off while you're in the car?
No, but he couldn't because he had to get out of the car quickly.
All right.
That's the only reason that they did the whole thing with the car door coming off.
Yes.
Was so they could do the under the truck thing.
Yes.
I mean, the funny, the door is ajar. The door is ajar.
Oh, God, I hated that so much. Because that was when cars first started talking.
Yeah.
And then all of the jokes were so stupid because it was
a door, not a door, Jim.
When it's ajar.
When it's ajar.
But they always please, close the door. Please, man. And it's like no car ever did that.
No.
And it had that weird kind of number 5 is a live voice.
Yeah.
It had that little weird voice. The door is ajar. The door is ajar.
A little known fact, they actually got Richard Dreyfuss to do the voice.
Richard Dreyfuss, the door is ajar.
Slater's had a very long career. He found new life in TV with Mr. Robot, The Spiderwick Chronicles, and Dexter Original Sin, playing Harry Morgan.
He was great in Dexter, and he was really great in Mr. Robot, too.
Yeah.
He's coming to his own. He's a good character actor now, and he's not going for the leading roles. Didn't he have a series for a while? He was on something. Well, maybe it was Bad Robot. I don't know. I thought he had
Mr. Robot?
Yeah,
Bad
Robot's
Bad
the
Robot
company that J.J. Abrams has, right?
Yeah, I mean, technically, he was one of the lead. I mean, he wasn't the lead in that. In the Spiderwick Chronicles, he was kind of the lead, but I don't know. Most recently, he can be seen in If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You, starring Rose Byrne, and will be seen in the upcoming feature How to Rob a Bank from David Leitch, who directed John Wick, starring Nicholas Hoult, Anna Sawai, Pete Davidson, Zoe Kravitz, Renzi Feliz, and John C. Reilly.
What a great cast.
It looks really fun, and I like David Leitch, or Leitch, I don't know how to say his name.
I like David Lynch.
Yeah, well, he's dead.
No. I've been hovering over
If I Had Legs,
I'd Kill You. I've been thinking about that because I want to see Conan O'Brien playing the therapist.
I finally read a log line of it that made me interested, and that it is literally Rose Byrne descending into madness.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, now at least I have an idea of what this is about.
I really like her too. She's great.
She's so good. Yeah.
She's Australian.
Jesus Christ. Stephen Bauer was cast as Al Lucero as he kept yelling his name. Lucero, yeah!
Stephen Bauer. That's this weird thing.
He has a weird thing with his mouth.
With his mouth and his tongue.
It's
lips.
super weird, yeah.
He's like a lizard. That's probably why he didn't make it.
Maybe he's actually a lizard person.
Maybe, because there are lizard people, Adam. They're the ones running everything.
Right. And they're also roning
the
everything.
reptilians, Adam.
Yeah.
Not the Greys.
No. The Greys are subservient to the reptilians.
Yes. Listen to our sister podcast. We're effing nuts.
It's all real.
It's all real historic conspiracy theories. If you want to know the real Jim and Adam.
Bauer made his feature film debut in 1983 in Valley Girl as Guy in Pink Shirt.
He's so good in that.
It was a great part, Guy in Pink Shirt.
But he stood out. I mean,
I know.
He's got this cool. He's very 80s though. He's very like Fame, from the movie Fame.
Yeah.
He's very 80s kind of. The problem with Stephen Bauer is he had bad agents.
Yeah.
Because he had cachet. Because wasn't he in Scarface? Didn't he play the brother?
I was just going to talk about that.
Oh, I'm sorry. But the problem is One from the Heart, or something Heart. He made this Two of Hearts. It was this, he played a robber who falls in love with this person he robs or something. And it was one of those, billed as super sexy sexual movies.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like
erotic thriller.
Yes, thank you. Since there's nothing erotic or thrilling
otherwise
about
known
me.
as a super sexy movie.
That's how I call it because I'm a nerd. But I think that movie kind of put a nail into the coffin of his career as a leading man.
Yes and no. We'll get into it.
Okay.
That same year, in 1983, he made more of a splash, appearing as Tony Montana's best friend in Scarface.
Best friend, thank you.
Yeah, they grew up together and sold cocaine together.
Because he marries Tony's sister.
And who directed Scarface? Was it
Brian De Palma?
Brian De Palma. Brian De Palma, the producers didn't want to cast him because he was unknown.
Yeah.
But Brian De Palma was like, this guy has to be in the movie.
Brian De Palma's like, look, He's not Cuban. I want everybody that is not a Cuban to play Cuban people.
No, Stephen Bauer's Cuban.
Oh, is he Cuban? Mm-hmm.
He's one of his parents is Cuban.
Oh, okay. Well, he was the only actual partially
I
Cuban
believe
person.
he was only half Cuban, and meaning the only Cuban in the entire movie.
Well, Robert Loggia, sir, wasn't Cuban. And neither.
There's Al Pacino.
Ooh, I'm Cuban.
Ooh, hoo-ah, give me some cocaine.
Say hello to my little friend.
1986 saw Stephen Bauer appear in Running Scared with Gregory Hines and Billy Crystal.
Listen to our Running Scared episode. He was great as the other cops.
Yeah.
And he was fun. They had this fun rivalry.
The back and forth between the two teams of cops was great.
He has an air about him that is fun and likable and can also be a little scary.
Yeah. That same year, he was also in Sword of Gideon, a Canadian TV movie about Mossad agents hunting down terrorists associated with the 1972 Munich massacre.
Nice.
It eventually aired on HBO as a 4-part miniseries. It might be on HBO Max, but it sounds really interesting.
I'm pretty sure I saw it.
Yeah.
That whole Munich situation fascinates me.
Yeah.
I loved Munich by Steven Spielberg. The way that the Israelis got their revenge is so crazy.
It's crazy, yeah.
And those Mossad agents, man, do not F with
No. Although, with the Steven Spielberg Munich, all I can think about when I hear about that movie is him having sex with his wife while picturing murdering people.
Oh, yeah,
I don't think that whole sequence. I was like, this is uncomfortable.
There's a couple of weird choices in there, Steven.
It was Eric Bana, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
He was good.
Yeah. I mean, it was a good movie. Don't get me wrong, but had some weird choices. Bowers had a very long career, appearing in Raising Cain in 1992, Primal Fear in 1996, and Traffic in 2000.
Was Raising Cain the one with
John Lithgow
playing
the twins?
Yeah,
which we are going to cover at some point.
Of course,
because I don't remember anything about that movie. I just have a weird the poster with the negative of John Lithgow is one of the scariest things I've ever seen.
It is not, just like most Brian De Palma movies. Yeah. It is not really that good.
No.
Brian De Palma's flashy, and I like him as a director, but he is not very good.
No. In 2000, Bauer appeared in 7 projects, starting a trend where he stopped saying no to anything. In 2010, he appeared in 15 projects. In 2011, he appeared in 7. In 2012, he appeared in 12 projects. And 2013 saw him in 8.
Ooh, somebody had either a mortgage or child support or alimony.
I think he had a cocaine habit.
Okay.
No, I don't know. But I think it was at that point where he was like, look, I'd rather than waiting out to do a lead role for something, I'm just going to take a bunch of small parts and work and then be done.
You have to adjust in this business because Harrison Ford is a unicorn.
Yeah.
Tom Cruise is a unicorn. There are very few people that maintain that level of stardom and that level of cachet and are able to be a leading person for their entire career.
Right.
Most people have to make adjustments. A lot of people just get the hell out.
Yeah.
But, you have to you cannot have a big ego as an actor.
No.
Because then you will just, if you're like, I deserve better than this, that's the beginning of your downfall.
Then, you're going to stop getting anything that you want.
Because it's such a fickle business.
Yeah.
And there is absolutely no loyalty. There is no, nobody is going to just do something for you out of the goodness of their heart.
You need to be the person that people want to work with, and then you will continue to get jobs.
The greatest example of how effed up Hollywood is when Warner Brothers decided they weren't going to make any more Clint Eastwood movies.
Yeah.
Bankroll any of his movies. And granted, he was in his 90s, but look, the last movie he made was really good. The Juror, the rural
Juror
juror.
number 3. Juror number 3.
But
rural juror.
But, if he made Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
He made them so much money, and he put them on the map. And for them, they should just have a fund of like whatever the hell he wants he can do until he dies. That's respect. I mean, that's
I know. I agree.
There's no respect for the artists.
In 2011, Stephen Bauer appeared in 2 episodes of Breaking Bad and reprised the character in Better Call Saul for 3 episodes.
Oh, yeah.
I do not remember him in the show at all. I need to do a rewatch of Breaking Bad and then actually watch all of Better Call Saul.
Are you going to do Saul first? Because isn't Saul like a prequel?
No, I'm going to do it the way that it came out. Oh. I think it'll be better.
Yeah. The way that it was intended?
Yeah.
The way that God intended it, Adam?
Well, the way that time intended it. Starting in 2013, Bauer appeared in 60 episodes of Ray Donovan as a retired retired Mossad agent.
I remember him in that because I did watch Ray Donovan. And he was really good.
Yeah, yeah. It was a great show. He most recently can be seen in 5 episodes of the TV show Second Chances, and he also has 5 more projects upcoming.
I'm sure as he's gotten older and a little thicker, he's more imposing, and he plays a good heavy.
He can play heavy very well.
Yes.
Yeah.
And somebody very intimidating.
Yeah.
Back then, he was kind of loose and skinny.
He was very Gumby-ish, and it was because you're right. The whole thing with his mouth totally was his whole body. He just kept it more in check.
Yeah, he was a very physical actor.
Yeah. Richard Hurd was cast as Ed Lawndale, the bad guy.
Oh, Richard.
Oh, the bad white guy. Hurd made his film debut in 1970 with Hercules in New York. Also, the film debut of Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh, they didn't use my voice. Oh, it's like, you have a weird voice for Hercules. So they got this other guy, and he was like, hello, my name is Hercules.
It was actually Richard Hurd. No,
Was it?
No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Richard Hurd played a TV announcer in the movie.
He has such a grandpa face.
Yeah.
It's always hard for me to see.
Even when he was 30, he looked like he was 70.
Yes, but he has the greatest smiling eyes, and it's very difficult for me to watch him playing a bad guy.
Yeah. It's hard, yeah. Part of me doesn't want to believe it.
Yes.
So it's like...
Which makes him a good bad guy.
Yeah.
You know?
That's true.
And he was also he had a little more dimension to him than the 80s bad guy.
He definitely let Colonel Track... at least 3 times, Colonel Track was like, I don't know about this anymore. And he's like, no, we're going to work together. Rather than just having him killed.
No, well, he tried. He tried.
I know. Hurd's first major role was in The China Syndrome in 1979, starring Jane Fonda, Jack Lemmon, and Michael Douglas.
Great movie.
He was in a bunch of other stuff in between 1970 and 1979, but he was mostly supporting parts.
The China Syndrome.
Scared
the shit out of everybody.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Because nuclear power was pretty nascent at the time.
It's scary. We don't know anything about it.
And then, around the same time was 3 Mile Island, and everybody was just like, we're all going to die. Jane Fonda.
Yeah. Hurd was able to drift between TV and film throughout his entire career. He appeared in 36 episodes of T.J. Hooker as Captain Dennis Sheridan.
Oh, yes. Captain, I'm a rookie forever. Hooker, the rookie. T.J. Rooker.
Okay.
That was my favorite episode. He was all drunk.
He also appeared in 11 episodes of Seinfeld as George's boss.
Yes, when he worked for the baseball team.
The Yankees.
The Yankees.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I remember him most from. Is just he always had that vacant look on his face. He was just so happy, but he was so
But that's where it's like the smiling eyes come in. He was so good at that part.
Yeah.
So good as a foil for George Costanza.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
he also had guest appearances on
MASH, The Rockford Files, The Feather and the Father Gang, The Golden Girls, Starsky and Hutch, Quantum Leap, The A-Team, Midnight Caller, Heart to Heart, NYPD Blue, Renegade, Pacific Blue, and Jag.
His final role was in The Silent Natural in 2019 about one of the very first deaf baseball players in the 1800s.
Nice, The Silent Natural.
Yeah,
making it off the natural.
I know. Sadly, he died in his home from complications of colon cancer on May 26th, 2020 at the age of 87.
Too young.
Yeah.
Look, man, my mom is 86. 80s are young now.
Yeah, I know. Lei Tuan was cast as Colonel Track. Tuan made his acting debut in an episode of Lou Grant in 1982.
Yeah. With, what's his name? From, Ed Asner.
Ed Asner. I was going to say Ed something. I couldn't think of his name. Ed something. Ed
Asner. That was a spinoff from the Mary Tyler Moore Show.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. He made his feature film debut in Uncommon Valor in 1983, starring Gene Hackman, Patrick Swayze, and Robert Stack.
I like that movie. That's where they go back.
I don't think I've ever seen it.
It's fun. Gene Hackman's great. It's about a bunch of dudes going back to Vietnam to get the PO dubs.
Right.
The one of 3,000 movies where they were trying to make up for the fact that we lost the Vietnam War.
Left everyone behind.
Well, yes, there are so many movies that were reimagining Vietnam as somehow we win.
Yeah.
We could not let it go.
Nope.
We're not going to let it go.
We don't lose. We're Americans. We don't lose.
One of my favorite Vietnam subplots was in the Magnum P.I.
Oh, yeah.
Because he was a
POW.
He and his buddies were all POWs and veterans.
Right.
And there's this great subplot with one of my favorite episodes. I think it was a two-parter. But there's this Russian guy. Magnum, I'm going to get you. And there's my favorite ending, I think, of almost any show was Magnum's got him. He's finally caught this guy. And they're walking in the I guess jungles, I don't know, it's Hawaii, whatever you call it. Not forests. And he's like, I know you're a good man, Magnum. You can't do anything to me because you can't. It's not in your heart. And then Magnum's got the gun.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Fade to black.
He shoots him.
Kills him.
Yeah.
They never did that stuff on shows back then.
No.
It was groundbreaking.
Yeah. Just before Gleaming the Cube, Twan appeared in Above the Law, starring Steven Seagal.
Oh, nice.
He was not in a ton of stuff. One of his last credits was voicing a character in The Wild Thornberrys in 2000. And that's really all I've got on Lei Twan.
Okay, well, that's enough.
Min Lung was cast as Tina Track. Lung has only appeared in 3 movies. It appears that all 3 appearances were more by chance, and she never really wanted to pursue acting.
I hate people like that.
Yeah, it was only 3 movies.
Well, because of her. I mean, she probably could have lucked her way into 1,000 movies if she wanted to.
She had a supporting part in Big Trouble in Little China in 1986. In 1988, she appeared in the TV movie Internal Affairs, starring Richard Crenna and Kate Capshaw.
Let's start Big Trouble in Little China show.
Oh, yeah, please do. After Gleaming the Cube, she attended USC, got married, and had 3 kids, all of whom are now in college.
And they're all named Cube.
And I found this out through a Reddit thread because someone asked what happened to Min Lung, and one of her nephews or nieces said, "Hey, it's my aunt. She's fine." She's just living. Like,
I hate those. Like, whatever happened to whatever.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's like, well, they just either got old or what. You know, it's just who cares? Leave
Yeah.
them alone.
It was it was just one of those. They were like, literally, the person was like, "Just what do you want to know?" And they were like, "Well, is she okay?" Like, yeah.
Here's her social security number.
She just all 3 of her kids are in college now, and it's like
Nice.
she's just doing her thing.
Good for her.
Art Chudabala was cast as Vin Kelly. Gleaming the Cube was Chudabala's first role. Since then, he appeared in the films
Indecent Proposal, The Stoned Age, Strange Days, Bombshell, Life as a House, Crash, War of the Worlds, and The Great Alaskan Race.
Yeah, mostly bit parts and all this stuff. On TV, he did better. He appeared in
My So-Called Life, Babylon 5, Picket Fences, Walker, Texas Ranger, NYPD Blue, Family Matters, Dark Skies, The Pretender, Chicago Hope, Star Trek Deep Space Nine, Nash Bridges, Freaky Links, Jag, The West Wing, Without a Trace, CSI Crime Scene Investigation, Alias, Boston Legal, Grey's Anatomy, and House.
He will next be seen in the upcoming film Year of the Rooster.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like him.
Yeah, he was good in this. I was surprised it was his first movie because he was pretty good in this.
He was the brother, right?
Yeah.
No, that was, again, I felt so bad for Christian Slater.
I know.
'Cause he wants to be a good brother. And then the guy's
Yeah.
like, you hate it when I got adopted. You never forgive me. He's like, nah, man, I just want it. Are you okay? When'd you start smoking?
He's like, why you ask me this now? Well, it's because you weren't like this yesterday.
Yeah, because you look like you're having a bad day and you
It's
just
like-
started smoking cigarettes.
Obviously, something's going on.
Yes. And Christian Slater didn't smoke. How much of a bad boy could he have been?
Yeah, well, that's true. Ed Lauder was cast as Mr. Kelly, Brian and Vin's dad.
Ed Lauder is one of my favorite character actors of all time.
He's so good. He's so good.
He is so good because he can play such an asshole.
Yeah.
But then play such a sweetheart, too.
The scene between when he comes in, when Brian comes in and he's sitting at the desk, and they have a really, again, this goes back to the like subversion of like what could have been a bad scene,
Yeah.
and Michael Tolkin made it actually pretty good.
Yeah, there's a lot of zagging where people zig. And yes, that scene with him, that's the thing. Like, Christian Slater's character was just misunderstood.
Yeah.
People,
He just liked skating, and the people didn't get it.
And I love the fact that his mom loved the fact that he skated.
Yeah. It was
She's
so
like, you're
great.
so athletic. I was never athletic. Here's some expensive things.
I like watching you, and
Yeah.
it's fun. I want you to be safe.
And he was a good kid.
Yeah.
There
I
was
mean,
nothing.
He was still going to school and stuff. It's not like he was.
It would have been a little more impactful if he was a bad kid that had to turn good.
The worst thing he was doing was skating in people's empty pools.
Yes.
I mean, technically, he was trespassing.
Yes.
But come on. If
Yeah.
that kid hadn't fallen and hurt in his head, they never would have known they were back there.
Exactly. It's the problem with these type of movies is they never let the kid be too bad.
Yeah.
He has to always kind of have a sense of morality to him.
Right.
And the fact that, like, dressing better makes you a better person, combing your hair. All of that
I
conformity
can
bullshit.
hear the note from an exec.
Yes. But I like to look at it like you say. He's going undercover.
I think he was going undercover.
But he's still
'Cause
dressed
he
that way.
Had to solve that crime. He had to figure out what happened to his brother.
And the only way to do it is to dress like a progressive asshole.
Lauder started on Broadway, first appearing in the boxing play The Great White Hope in 1968.
Oh, nice.
His feature film debut was in 1972 with a supporting part in Dirty Little Billy.
Okay.
Yep. In 1976, he appeared in The Family Plot, which would turn out to be Alfred Hitchcock's final film.
Best film he ever made.
I disagree with that.
Wait, no.
The Family
Worst
Plot.
film he ever made.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I don't think I'd agree with that either.
It's pretty bad.
It's not very good.
Once, and I've said this before, once the constraints were off and he could show nudity and sex and whatever,
Yeah.
it kind of effed with him because
Yeah.
he was so good at working the system and having metaphor.
Pushing it, yeah. Yeah.
And I think when he just could do it, it just kind of lost a lot.
Right.
Plus, the guy was a million years old and sick.
Yeah. Hitchcock really liked Lauder and planned on shooting an espionage thriller with Lauder playing a major part called The Short Night, but sadly, with Hitchcock's failing health, the movie was never made.
Poor Lauder. You know he was so excited. He's like, oh, Hitchcock lost me.
Literally
He lost
was
me.
hanging out with Alfred Hitchcock.
He's going to make another movie. Well, I'm going to get a big bite. It's my big break. I'm going to get a big break. Thanks, Mr. Hitchcock. When he died. Oh, guess I'll just be in little bitty parts from now on.
Lauder appeared in a number of Gen X movies, including The Longest Yard in 1974, starring Burt Reynolds.
I think he was one of the Screws, one of the...
Yeah, that would make sense.
The Bulls, one of the...
Guards.
Breakheart
Pass in 1975, starring Charles Bronson.
That's right, Pally.
It was a Western. King Kong in 1976, starring Jeff Bridges.
Oh, boy.
And Jessica Lange.
I had that poster.
No,
I had the King Kong poster because it was a cool poster.
Yeah.
It was King Kong straddling the World Trade Center.
Yeah.
1 foot on one foot on the other.
He was also in Magic in 1978, starring Anthony Hopkins.
I need to see that movie again.
That movie has come up so many times, and I need to see that movie.
That movie freaked me out so much as a kid. Movies where dolls come to life or ventriloquist dummies coming to life.
Yeah.
That shit scared the F out of me.
It's
and my
creepy.
sister, too. We both had a problem
It's
with
creepy. He was also in Death Hunt in 1981, starring Charles Bronson and Lee Marvin.
that. Second time, Pally.
Time Rider in 1982, starring Fred Ward.
Oh, there's something about that movie that I loved.
That was
as a
the
kid.
subtitle of The Adventures of Lyle Swan or something.
Yes.
I don't know. At some point, we have to cover it.
Yes. Fred Ward. Oh, my God. He's so great. I saw he was on ER
Oh, yeah.
playing Happy's dad.
Ed Lauder was also in Cujo in 1983, adapted from Stephen King's book.
Was he the guy that owned the place where she got Cujo'd?
No, I believe he was the dad.
Was he the dad?
I could be wrong.
I think he was a cop or something, wasn't he? He wasn't the dad, because I remember the dad coming out, with this thing.
I don't remember now.
He might have been the gross guy that had the place
I
where...
thought he was older. I thought the gross guy was older.
I don't know. Listen to our Cujo episode, and you can tell us.
Hey, email us at genxfilespodcast@gmail.com and tell us how stupid we are. Death Wish 3 in 1985, starring, again, Charles Bronson.
3 times the charm, Pally.
Yeah. My Blue Heaven in 1990, starring Steve Martin and Rick Moranis.
Love that movie. I think it's a very underrated Steve
It
Martin
is a
movie.
very underrated movie.
Hard to get into because Steve Martin screws a potash douche.
He's hard. Yeah, you gotta be into his character.
But you end up loving him, and Rick Moranis. It's so cool to see Rick Moranis playing like an FBI agent.
Yeah.
and a cool guy. He's not a dork or a dweeb.
No, yeah, that's true. That's very true. He was also in The Rocketeer in 1991, starring Billy Campbell and Jennifer Connelly.
I don't know. I mean, that movie never did anything for me.
I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun.
We'll cover it at some point.
Yeah.
We'll have to do a month with like The Rocketeer, The Phantom, and The Shadow. All these like 1930s
Yeah, the 13s like
serials that they made into movies.
Lauder worked constantly, including up to a few months before his death from mesothelioma on October 16th, 2013, at the age of 74.
Oh, man.
This is the first time I have seen so many commercials about mesothelioma.
Yeah,
like,
same.
call us if you have mesothelioma, or
Yes.
if you did thing. I had no idea what it was. Literally had no idea for the last
cancer,
30
isn't it?
years. Yeah, it's cancer of the lining of your organs. Not the actual organ, but just the lining of the organ.
Oh, that sounds awful.
Yeah. It doesn't sound fun. He had 2 movies released after his death: The Town That Dreaded Sundown in 2014, the quote-unquote sequel to the 1976 film of the same name.
The Town That Dreaded Sundown?
Yeah, there was a 1976 film called The Town That Dreaded Sundown. They were going to do it as a remake, and they decided to make it a sequel, but then called it the exact same thing.
Okay.
Because
Maybe it killed
executives are stupid.
So dumb.
He was also in Blind Pass. Oh, technically he was in 3 movies, sorry. He was in Blind Pass in 2016, a movie about a woman who goes blind after her father dies.
Ooh.
It was directed by the same guy who did Joyful Noise. Do you remember that movie?
Sort of.
It was huge for a while. Oprah loved it. That's all I remember. And then he was also in The Beautiful Ones, his very last movie in 2017, a mob action movie that looked really, really awful.
Hey, with The Beautiful Ones.
Yeah. It was about I don't remember, the actors didn't look familiar, but it was about a guy that ran numbers or something for the mob, and then he ends up falling for another mob person's, like, daughter or whatever. It looked overwrought and bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Look, when you're a character actor...
No, I am not faulting Ed Lauter for doing anything, because, man, if somebody came to me and said, hey, we want you for this movie, okay.
He was also in ER.
Yeah, he was in a ton of stuff. I mean, he was in a ton of stuff. We're definitely going to bring up Ed Lauter multiple times in the future.
I've been rewatching ER. That's why I keep bringing up ER. But he was really good. He played like a cop or a no. He was a fireman.
Oh, okay.
And he would show up on these like big disasters. And he'd always be like, "All right, good job, Lockhart." He was always good, begrudgingly. Yeah, okay. No, he was like the tough guy with the soft heart.
Oh yeah.
Which is like a part that he played. Either he was a bad guy or a tough guy with a soft heart.
Yeah. Nicole Mercurio was cast as Mrs. Kelly. I've never heard of anyone with the name McCole, but
Me neither.
there you go.
Do you think it was a typo?
I think when they named her, they probably wrote it down wrong.
The father
I
was...
said Nicole.
McCole. He was eating a bunch of chili. Nicole. Nicole. No. Right, Nicole.
All right.
Put it down. Now it's done.
It's too late. It's on the birth certificate. She's McCole forever.
Can't change it.
Mercurio made her feature film debut in 1980 with Alligator, the indie horror movie written by John Sayles, directed by Louis Teague, and starring Robert Forster.
Yes, I love Robert Forster.
Louis Teague has directed Cujo, so you know it's a good movie. I've never seen Alligator. I need to see this movie now.
It is not great, but it's a lot of fun.
And impressive. Interestingly enough, she was 42 when she made her first film.
Nice.
Yeah. Mercurio would have supporting parts in a bunch of movies like Flashdance in 1982, Mask in 85, Colors in 88, How I Got Into College in 89, The Grifters in 90, Welcome Home Roxy Carmichael also in 90, The Client in 94, 2 Days in the Valley in 96, and What Lies Beneath in 2000.
Yeah, that's some good ones.
She also made several appearances on TV, including
Hill Street Blues, Night Court, L.A. Law, The Commish, NYPD Blue, The X-Files, Chicago Hope, ER, The Practice, CSI, The Guardian, and Flash Forward.
As she got older, parts were harder to come by, and she eventually focused on theater and teaching acting to the next generation.
Cool.
After her appearance on Flash Forward in 2009, she retired from acting. She sadly died at her home in Santa Monica on January 19th, 2016, at the age of 77.
No.
But it's impressive that she started her career so much later.
Yeah, and actually got work.
Yeah.
You know? Because Hollywood is not kind to women.
No, it's not. No, it's not. Charles Cyphers was cast as Harvey McGill. He was the other cop alongside Bauer.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Cyphers made his feature film debut in the 1974 movie Truck Turner, also known as Black Bullet, a blaxploitation movie starring Isaac Hayes and Yaphet Kotto.
Nice.
Yeah. In 1976, he worked on Assault on Precinct 13, starting a working relationship with John Carpenter. Ooh. This would lead to him being cast in Halloween 2 years later, playing Sheriff Lee Brackett.
Oh, right, yes.
Yeah. He would reprise the role in Halloween 2 in 1981. In between those two films, he also appeared in John Carpenter's The Fog in 1980.
Such a weird movie.
The Fog?
Yeah.
Yeah. He also appeared as the Secretary of State in Carpenter's Escape from New York in 1981.
Oh, I love that movie so much.
They probably just smoked a lot of weed together.
Yes, played video games.
In 1989, along with Gleaming the Cube, Cyphers also appeared in Major League as the general manager.
Oh, right.
That is what I read. When I wrote that, I read that, I was like, oh, that's right.
Yes.
That's who he is.
Yes.
Yeah. Cyphers also appeared in a ton of TV, including
Cannon, Barnaby Jones, The $6 Million Man, and The Bionic Woman. In the infamous Bigfoot episodes, Starsky and Hutch, Charlie's Angels, Wonder Woman, Alice, The Dukes of Hazzard, Lou Grant, Heart to Heart, Airwolf, Hill Street Blues, Matlock, Alice, Simon and Simon, Night Court, Jake and the Fat Man, 21 Jump Street, Murder, She Wrote, Seinfeld, Jag, ER, and Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
His longest stints on TV were appearing in 14 episodes of The Betty White Show between 77 and 78, and 41 episodes of Nick Freno, Licensed Teacher, between 1996 and 1998.
I do not remember Nick Freno.
Nick Freno, Licensed Teacher, was a sitcom that was on the WB. It was around the time, I think, when it first started. It starred somebody named Mitch something. He was, I think, a stand-up comedian, but he, sadly, at the age of 39, died from...
Mitch Hedberg?
No, not Mitch Hedberg. Mitch... I don't remember, Mitch McCallie or something like that. But he died from a diabetic stroke at the age of 39.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I did a little tiny rabbit hole into it, and I was like, oh, my God. Like, it was, but because I don't remember Nick Freno, Licensed Teacher, either. But yeah. After 2007, Cyphers retired from acting until he was asked to reprise the role of Sheriff Brackett in Halloween Kills in 2021.
Excellent.
Sadly, he died after a brief illness in Tucson, Arizona on August 4th, 2024 at the age of 85.
That's so sad. It's pronounced Tucson, Arizona.
No, it's not.
Tucson.
It's not. Peter Kwong was cast as Bobby Nguyen.
Oh, yeah. I love Peter Kwong.
Kwong made his feature film debut in Straight Time in 1978 with a bit part as a grocery clerk.
That's a good movie. Have you seen it?
No. The film starred Dustin Hoffman, Teresa Russell, Gary Busey, Harry Dean Stanton, M. Emmett Walsh, and Kathy Bates about a thief that has to go straight.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's looked really good. I've never seen it.
I gotta go straight. Look, I gotta go straight. I can't be a thief anymore. I can't be a thief anymore.
1986 was a big year for Kwong, making appearances in 3 films: Never Too Young to Die, an action film starring John Stamos, Vanity as a secret agent, George Lazenby as Stamos' secret agent father, and Gene Simmons as the hermaphrodite villain named Velvet Von Ragnar.
Okay, we are covering that movie.
And I already know the 2 other movies we're covering with it. I've already put it down. We are. Neon, I think it's Neon Nights in 86, and then... Good Girls Don't Explode. We're covering all 3 of those together.
Then
because
make 'em up.
all 3 of them sound weird as hell.
You know, I totally forgot that John Stamos was on ER, and it's like, it sucks.
Oh, yeah. The best review, I went down a rabbit hole, Never Too Young to Die, because of the Gene Simmons thing. It was weird. But literally, one of the reviews was like, it looks like John Stamos got out of bed, didn't read the script, and just started acting.
That's basically his career. John Stamos can never not be John Stamos.
Yeah. No.
That mother effer has the wheelhouse of, it's like of a mouse. It is so tiny.
Yeah. I used to run into him when they were shooting ER when he was on at Warner Brothers, and I worked at Warner Brothers. I used to run into him at the cafeteria and stuff a lot.
Was he nice?
Yeah. I mean, like, he didn't really talk to a lot of people.
Sure.
But, like, it was around the time when people found out that he was cheating on Rebecca Romaine, and people were just like, what is your deal?
Ugh.
You are not good enough to cheat on Rebecca Romaine.
Uh-oh. Isn't that what the kid... How rude.
How wooed. Yeah.
Yeah, look, I've never been I'm sure he's a nice enough guy or whatever, but John Stamos never did nothing for me.
I watched Full House, and he was fine, but...
Yeah, I never watched that.
Full House was just not a good show.
No, but now he's doing Cologuard commercials.
Oh, yeah.
So
Well,
he's
for
still
him.
working.
Don't use Cologuard. Go get an actual colonoscopy.
Yes.
Cologuard is bunk and does not work.
Don't listen to John Stamos.
No, don't.
Listen to your pals at the Gen X Files.
If you want to find out if you have colon cancer, go get a colonoscopy.
Yeah, don't poop in a box.
No.
Unless that's your thing.
No. Well, I mean, if you like to, sure. That's fine. But don't mail it to people after that, unless that's your thing.
I wrote a song called Poop in the Box.
Poop in the box.
Yeah. It's like Dick in the Box, but with poop.
Right. Kwong was also in 1986 was in Big Trouble in Little China playing Rain, one of the demigods.
Oh, he was so good in that.
He was so good in
those
that.
3 dudes
Yeah.
were so awesome in that movie. Listen to our Big Trouble in Little China show.
Perfect casting. For
Oh my God, yes. And they were all so goddamn good. But he was my favorite. Was he was the one with like the hat?
Rain, yeah. I believe he was the one with the hat. Yeah.
The one that blew up real big.
I think so.
No, that was the other guy.
No, that's
that
the
blew
other
up.
guy. Yeah. No. He was the one that ends up, he does the lightning and
Yes.
it falls on him. Yeah.
Yes.
because he gets so mad. Suddenly it's like lightning everywhere. Yeah. But he was also that same year in The Golden Child, starring Eddie Murphy.
I want the knife. He was great. He was also great in this. And
he was.
That scene that you're talking about where he accidentally kills Christian's brother.
Yeah, Vin.
That his reaction is so great.
So good. Some of the best acting he's ever done.
Oh, yeah.
Because he was just like, it was
devastated.
Shock of
Devastated.
like, I can't believe I just did this.
Yeah. And then the whole scene with him meeting up with the two guys, that was great too.
He just wanted out. He was like, I'm done.
He was really good in this movie. He was one of the better actors.
Yeah. But listen to our Golden Child episode as well
Please
to
do.
hear more about Peter Kwong.
We got a lot of homework for you. It's like 6 episodes.
I know. Well, it's just going to keep getting worse the longer we do the show. He's in a bunch of other stuff. He also appeared in Theodore Rex in 1995, which, again, I just wanted to bring it up because it is the most ridiculous concept for a movie ever.
Well, that's got to be another June Doom.
Yeah. We'll do the 90s June Doom.
We got to do a month like, what the hell, Whoopi Goldberg? We could do that. Made in America. We could do a few of them.
More recently, he appeared in an episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm in 2020.
I remember that.
Yeah. His last role was as Mike in Pepito's Mamadas, created by Carlos Moreno Jr., appearing in 9 episodes. Carlos Moreno Jr., I believe, kind of does like stand-up, and he has little bits, and he animates them and all this stuff.
Okay.
Sadly, Kwong died in his sleep in Burbank, California on May 27th, 2025, at the age of 73.
Oh, I didn't know he died.
Yeah.
Oh, less than a year ago.
Yeah, it's sad. Max Perlich was cast as Yabo.
Yabo.
Which I do believe they said Yabo more than anything else in this movie.
Yabo.
Yabo, come on, Yabo.
Yabo, let me in. Yabo.
Yabo, I don't understand what Yabo is, but whatever.
Yabo is Max Perlich.
Yeah. Perlich's mother is Linda Porter, an actor who most famously played Myrtle on Superstore.
Oh, Nepo Baby.
I had no idea. No, here's the funny thing. You think so. She did a little acting before Max started acting in the 80s, but she was dedicated to it full-time in the late 80s. He had a career before she did.
Okay, so she's the Nepo Mama.
She's a Nepo Mama. But she was I don't know if you ever watched Superstore?
I did.
She was the really old lady.
Oh, wow.
Who ended up dying during the run of the show, and then they had her come back as like
ghost?
A hologram. Oh. Like they did a hologram thing. I had no idea that was Max Perlich's mother.
I don't remember that because I don't really remember the show. But did she die in real life?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, it was one of those. There's an episode that's dedicated to her. It's like the beginning of the 3rd season or something.
We're going to have to check it out. I want to see what...
Superstore is a great show. It's really funny.
Okay, I'll check it out.
I really enjoyed it. You look at her and she must have had Max when she was like in her 40s.
Oh, wow.
Because she is so old in Superstore.
Well, he's pretty old. I mean, he's in his 60s.
56.
Oh, really?
56.
He's younger than me?
Yeah. Yeah,
I mean, it's older than me.
Yeah. Anyway, it was one of those things that I was like, because I love Superstore. I've watched through it twice. Phoebe and I watched it, and Myrtle's one of the greatest characters in that show. And I had zero idea that it was Max Perlich's mother.
Well, that's great. I'll check it out. I'm getting close to my end of my months-long ER binge. Yeah. I don't know what I'm going to do after that. So
watch Superstore. It's good.
Watch way too many hospital shows, man.
Yeah, watch Superstore. It's good. Perlich was born in Cleveland, but his family moved to Los Angeles when he was 4. He dropped out of high school in 10th grade and got a small part in Ferris Bueller's Day Off in 1986. In 1987, he appeared in 3 movies: The All-Nighter, a comedy starring Susanna Hoffs, Dee Dee Pfeiffer, and Joan Cusack and Pam Grier.
I remember that. That was like girls' night out kind of thing.
Yeah, they had just graduated or something, and they go on like kind of a bender thing or whatever. He was also in Can't Buy Me Love, starring Patrick Dempsey and Amanda Peterson. Listen to our Can't Buy Me Love episode.
Yes.
It's a great movie.
Oh, that
Jim
one's
is
okay.
wrong.
Okay, I was thinking of the
you're
Pizza
thinking
Boy
of
movie.
The Pizza Boy movie. No, Can't Buy Me Love.
Loverboy.
Loverboy. Yeah. He was also in The Mood, also known as The Woo Woo Kids, starring Patrick Dempsey and Beverly D'Angelo.
Gross. Not very good movie. Perlich was great in Can't Buy Me Love. He was one of the nerd friends.
Yeah.
That played Polka.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he didn't have quite as big a part as
Riley Gaines. Courtney Gaines. Riley Gaines
but he
is the
was
bigot swimmer.
No, not Riley Gaines. But he was one of the friends.
Courtney Gaines.
Yeah, Courtney Gaines. In 1989, along with Gleaming the Cube. I can't help it. Perlich was also in Drugstore Cowboy.
He was effing amazing in that movie.
He would win an Independent Spirit Award for Best Supporting Male for his part in Drugstore Cowboy.
So deserved. And that's when he just became the indie darling.
Yeah.
We all fell in love with him.
Perlich was a prolific and proficient skater and did all his own stunts in the movie. He's still acting. He can most recently be seen in Amsterdam, the 2022 movie from David O. Russell.
Oh, okay. I never saw that.
I'm sure he's got a lot of other things going on. Yeah, I remember when it was in the theater, and I was just kind of like, okay, I didn't realize it was from David O. Russell.
Neither did I.
Which makes me want to see it more.
One of my favorite things that Max Perlich did is he played a photographer or a videographer on Homicide: Life on the Street.
Oh, yeah.
He was on for a few seasons.
Oh, nice.
And he ended up getting a job. He started out as like a freelance journalist, kind of.
Yeah.
And then he ended up getting a job in the homicide department filming crime scenes and stuff.
Yeah.
So because they liked him so much, they made him a regular on the show.
It's really funny because he was in he has such the perfect like Southern California look that like he was in a couple of music videos and stuff. Like he's had an amazing career, and he's so good. Every time I see him in something, I get that happy warm feeling.
And a cool name, good. Max Perlich.
Yeah,
sounds like he should be a drummer from some old jazz band or something.
Christian Jacobs was cast as Gremick, one of Brian's skate buddies.
Gremick!
I don't think he had a very big part, but I included him because he's fascinating. Jacobs had bit parts in various movies in the 80s, including Pretty in Pink, but he's most well known for his music career. In 1994, he founded the Aquabats with the moniker the MC Bat Commander. They were kind of a punk rock band with a shtick. That was the whole thing. He would create the TV show The Aquabats Super Show in 2014, which ran for 2 seasons.
Okay.
He was nominated for 2 Daytime Emmys for the show.
All right.
It was kind of aimed towards kids.
Okay.
In 2007, Jacobs would create the Nickelodeon show Yo Gabba Gabba, which ran for 66 episodes over 4 seasons.
Yo Gabba Gabba!
Yo Gabba Gabba, I don't know if you ever watched it. It was such a bizarre... It was like an adult version of like the Teletubbies.
Okay.
Because it was like a one guy, but then there were like these 5 like weird robot things or like monsters or something.
Okay.
But it had literally dozens of huge like musicians on it.
Really?
They would come on and like do original work and stuff on this show. Like it was crazy.
It's a Nickelodeon?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's like The Adventures of Pete and Pete had tons of musicians on there, too.
He would gather 5 Daytime Emmy noms for Yo Gabba Gabba.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, he's still doing stuff. I mean, the Aquabats are still running, and he's still creating new shows. The movie also featured a real skate team, the Bones Brigade, featuring Tommy Guerrero, Lance Mountain, Mike McGill, Nadas Kapas, Chris Borst, Rodney Mullen, and of course, Tony Hawk.
Yes, Tony Hawk with his little swoopy-doop hairdo. I used to have that.
Yeah.
We call that the Judd Nelson special.
When they're in the plane, they start sticking stickers up, and those are all Bones Brigade stickers up in the plane.
I'd be so pissed if that was my plane.
Yeah. And what was the deal with the guy at the beginning in that scene where he's like, "Oh, let's go over there, James," and he was just like, "James?"
Well, because they said. Because there's that joke, like, home, James. He's like, oh, our driver's name, James?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
So that was the joke.
It was weird.
Yes. It didn't play very well.
No, it did not. Guerrero and Hawk were the only ones to have speaking parts in the film. During the scene where the Pizza Hut truck crests the hill with mini skaters, Tony Hawk, who is supposed to be driving the truck, is actually skating with the others.
Okay.
Which is super weird. But during a steep dive down the hill, he had to avoid crashing into 2 other skaters and actually got injured.
Probably, like, not very experienced skaters.
No, they're all part of his team.
Oh, okay.
It was just one of those, I think they were all just... Normally, skaters don't all go down somewhere at the same time.
Yes.
You know, but he actually still has a scar on his right arm that's still visible from that accident.
Yeah, it's my Gleaming the Cube scar, bro.
That's when someone asks what does Gleaming the Cube means, he just points at the scar.
This means I have literal scars from that movie.
Mike McGill was Slater's skate double until the motorcycle chase scene when McGill was accidentally hit by a motorcycle and was injured.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Rodney Mullen would take over as Slater's skate double after that.
Oh, man. Not as bad as the double for Nicole Kidman, who was just...
Obviously an 18-year-old boy.
An 18-year-old boy with little boobs. But, yeah, the wig was horrible.
Yeah. It was not good.
Never looked like it. Especially when the first guy did kind of look like him, but you could tell when the switch out comes because the other guy, it's like, wait a minute,
at all.
Is that supposed to be Christian Slater?
It looked like he was wearing the wig over a helmet. Like it was just, it's like, what is that? What is going on? The under the truck stunt on the freeway was performed by Mike Gator Rogowski.
Ooh.
And he actually did it. I mean, granted, I think they were going like 20 miles an hour.
But still.
But he did it.
Even at 20 miles an hour, if you F up, a truck rolling over you at 1 mile an hour is still
not
going to hurt.
fun.
Yeah.
It's not fun. Renowned stuntman Buddy Joe Hooker makes a cameo at the start of the chase scene's freeway segment as the driver whose Corvette gets sideswiped.
Such a ham.
That was one of my favorite parts because he's just like, come on, we can get him. And he's like, all right. It's like, immediately you're like, you're the stunt guy. I know you're the stunt guy.
Yes. You can tell he's like, I don't really get speaker parts very often. And he was
like, let's do it.
But he was really fun. He was fun.
He was also the second unit director and stunt coordinator for the movie.
Oh, yeah. I just want to mention a couple of other actors. One is Rita Rudner was in it. She played, she was the mom of Max Perlich, I think.
Yeah.
But she was a comedian, really big in the 80s, very funny.
Yeah.
I always liked Rita Rudner.
I don't understand why she didn't get any credit.
Neither did I. Maybe she just did it as a favor.
The whole family didn't. Like, it was weird because I did a lot of research trying to figure out who some of the people were, and it's insane to me that they were not in the credits.
And just Jack Riley, who was a great character actor. He was on the Newhart Show.
Who was he?
He was like the homeowner of the pool.
The guy who complained at the beginning. Yeah.
But he was great on the Newhart Show as one of his most irascible patients.
Right.
And he always played a guy that was put out. Nobody did put out better than Jack Riley, and he made a career out of it.
Yeah.
And he was, again, just great in this movie.
Yeah. So the title of the film refers to the cryptic question,
have you ever gleamed inside a cube?
That Gary Scott Davis asked Neil Blender in an interview in the December 1983 issue of Thrasher magazine.
Really?
Yes.
So it comes from
actual skaters. I don't think it means anything. It literally doesn't mean anything.
Well, no. I mean, because Max Perlich is the one that explains it to him in the movie, right?
Yeah. Well, Christian Slater kind of defines it as
pushing your limits to the edge.
But I do believe that Perlich had more, like, he seemed like I don't know. The whole they're down the weird little bunker thing that he lives in, and
it's like a Gleaming the Cube. It's like when you get in. It's like getting inside of a wave, man.
It's like having like cosmic nirvana when you're skating.
Exactly.
And it's like, okay, I get it.
Yeah, it's like shooting the curl.
Yeah, when you're surfing. Yeah. The DVD release actually contains an Easter egg. When you highlight the skateboard on the main menu, viewers can watch a short featurette entitled, What Does Gleaming the Cube Mean?
Yeah. I think what it means is that Skater was super stoned when he did the interview.
Probably.
Gleaming the Cube. I got a really cool thing, dude. I'm going to gleam in the cube.
The movie was mostly shot in Orange County, down by Disneyland.
Oh, yeah.
Ironically, the Pizza Hut that Tony Hawk worked at was in Englewood, about 35 miles away from where the main action takes place.
That made me miss Pizza Hut so much. Like the old school Pizza Hut.
Yeah.
Man, old school Pizza Hut was a restaurant. It was you would go to Pizza Hut. When you were a kid, you go with your family. When you were a teenager, you go with your friends.
Yeah.
When you were a tween, your parents would drop you off.
Yeah.
You'd sit down, you get a pitcher of root beer, or whatever your beverage of choice is.
Those red cups, man, they were so good.
Those big red cups filled with ice. You'd put those down on the Galaga or the Pac-Man sit-down table, and you while you're waiting for your pizza. And then they would bring you like the steaming pie especially the pan pizza, in the pan, cut it at the table, and it was so good.
Oh, yeah.
It was an experience. I loved Pizza Hut so much as a kid.
The checkerboard tablecloths, the checked tablecloths.
Oh, my God. And we used to have
weird chandeliers over every single table.
Everything about it is just nostalgia.
So much wood paneling.
So beautiful. We used to have a Pizza Hut down the street from us, and I would go there occasionally just for nostalgia. Get pan pizzas to pretend like I was 10 again.
Yeah,
But now we don't have it anymore.
No. The Atomic Age Lodge where Vin was murdered was actually torn down in the 90s to make room for Disney's California Adventure theme park.
Oh, progress.
Yeah. The production hired former pro skater Stacy Peralta as second unit director. He shot all the skating sequences as he had extensive experience in filming skaters.
Oh, yeah.
Peralta was also one of the founders of the Bones Brigade. He's one of the original pro skaters from the 70s, part of the first professional skate team, the Z-Boys from Venice and Santa Monica.
Yeah, they did a movie about them.
They did. Yeah. The film received a moderate release in the United States from 20th Century Fox, being released in only 469 theaters.
Oh, no.
This, along with mostly negative reviews, led to a disappointing box office of only $2.7 million against a $10 million budget.
Well, 469, that F's you, man.
Yeah, that's not giving it a chance at all.
Oh.
Despite this, it started gaining a cult following through basic cable replays on networks such as USA and Fox and the burgeoning VHS and later DVD market. It was released on TV under different titles like A Brother's Justice and Skate or Die to try to garner more viewers.
Yeah, because everybody's like, Gleaming the what?
Yeah. Well, and it's not, I guarantee you that they were like, even if you've seen it, you're going to look at it and go, okay, Brother's Justice, this sounds cool.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, wait a minute, this is Gleaming the Cube.
You
like,
jerks. This is a bait and switch.
Professional skater Stevie Williams cites Slater's Brian as a major influence on his love of skateboarding. So it actually did inspire some skateboarders.
Well, but people teased him a lot for admitting that.
And Christian Slater and Tony Hawk actually stayed in touch after production ended. Tony Hawk said that the most common question he gets asked is, did Christian Slater actually skate in Gleaming the Cube?
The answer is no.
The answer is absolutely not.
Unequivocally, no.
No. He could not ollie to save his life.
Well, look. This movie is, again, just like the other two movies, a perfect Sunday afternoon escape.
Yeah. It's not, look, there's more positive in this than there is negative, and it's fun. I'm glad we watched it. It's one of those I saw constantly when I was growing up. And it seemed like it was on Fox every Saturday afternoon.
Well, like I said, I have a greater appreciation for this movie. It used to be like a 1 star for me, and I would say now it's like a 3 out of 5.
Okay.
2.5, 3 out of 5.
I think 3 is probably going to be the max for anybody that watches it.
Yes.
It's not a great movie, but it's fun. I think it's on Amazon Prime right now. If you have a chance, check it out.
It's fun to see a young Tony Hawk, a young Max Perlich. It's fun to see Stephen Bauer wiggling his lips and his tongue like a lizard. Christian Slater does his best, and he does a fine job. He's not bad. He's not great. It's a very serviceable performance.
There's no bad performances in this.
No, and what I'm learning, watching some of these late 80s, early 90s movies, because this was kind of a bridge to the next decade, that there's a lot more depth to them than the kind of crappy movies that we have today.
Yeah.
Especially in the hands of, somebody like Tolkin. Yeah. Who's a really good writer.
Yeah.
And it definitely, it's got a lot of your favorites from the 80s, character actors that you know and you love, and it's definitely worth an hour and a half of your time.
Yeah, it's good. It's fun. It's worth a watch. I mean, I think all 3 of these movies, honestly, I'd probably do like a BMX Bandits and a Gleaming the Cube, double feature. And Rad, maybe, if I was still awake.
Rad!
But I like both of these, and they're very similar in plots. There's like crime that happens, and the extreme kids are trying to help figure it out.
Yeah, look, this makes a much better double feature than like Rad, and you would think it would be Rad and BMX Bandits, but Rad is so laconic and and it's just so obvious that
got to sit through 10 minutes of BMX dancing.
It's just so obvious that Hal Needham was done at that point. He just did not give a shit. But this movie is fun. It's a great late 80s representation of what cinema was like back then. These kind of B-movie trying to make stars out of people and not really knowing what to do with them. And especially if you're a Christian Slater fan, check it out because it's fun to watch him be a little weird detective skater boy.
Yeah, it is. It's really fun. Check it out. And God knows, if you remember this movie from back in the day, you can get the DVD for like $9.
They'll pay you to take a DVD.
You might even be able to look at the Blu-ray for $9.
Yeah.
It's fun. Look, it's a total nostalgia trip for me. So like, I'm all about like this movie, and it brought back warm fuzzies because I really enjoyed watching it.
I had a good time watching it. I think it's fun because watching these movies with you for the show, I think we both, especially since we've made movies and stuff and know how hard it is. Yeah. It's fun to watch it when we're a little softer and not as strong-headed young men who want to make their way in the world. We're beating down old men who've made their way. But I'm really enjoying rewatching these things that I didn't necessarily like when I was younger, because I am finding things to appreciate about them as an old man.
Yeah. All right, we'll be back next week with our Stepdad Show, talk some more about some extreme stuff.
Oh, yeah. Some extreme games.
Extreme games.
Yeah.
And, all the fun stuff we've been watching. And Jim's going to talk about ER for an hour.
Yes, that's all I'm going to talk about, because that's all I've done is watch 1,000 episodes of
Wow, we've got some good stuff on. There's some new stuff we got coming up.
Some new stuff. We'll be talking about a brand new game. Well, a brand new game for PS5.
Yeah.
And, check it us out. Check us out, man. Yabo! What do you want? I'm right here. He was an indie and darling. Jesus Christ. We now return you to your regularly scheduled programming. Soap, already in progress.